Hello everyone, this is Pavni Pandey. I am an Indian playback singer, an independent artist, and an entrepreneur. I run my own music label called Blue Karma Music. You must have heard my song playing at some party or at some function. You know the song Laila mein Laila, aisi hoon Laila. Yeah, so that's my song. When I received this invitation mail from XIE for this talk, I got super nervous because I've never done something like this. But I was more excited to think that, I am going to have an audience. Finally, I'm going to have an audience after such a long time after this pandemic. But then it struck me that 2020 has changed so much for everybody. And it was, it is, it was, nahi, actually, it is so heartbreaking to have a conversation with all of you through a screen, through a digital device, and not face to face. But I will try my level best to keep this interaction as interactive as possible. So, to start with the beginning, I was born in Sri Ganganagar. It's a small town in Rajasthan. I lived in Jaipur till the age of 10. And during that time, my parents realized that I had an inclination towards singing and I wanted to create my career into this field. So they winded up their business. They moved their entire base to Mumbai so that I could learn more. I could have more opportunities. As back then, there were no Zoom calls or online courses or anything like that. Now, obviously, there are many, many, many more options and opportunities for everybody. But back then, there was nothing. We had to come to Mumbai to so that I could learn more. And it's a very unlike Indian parent thing to do, right? I mean, when I see look around myself, I don't see many of the parents even now doing that for their children. Probably because my parents are artists at heart. Having said that, my father, he wanted to become a drummer. He is an engineer like all of you all, and he wanted to become a drummer, a performer, a singer, basically an artist. But he could not pursue it as his profession. Thanks to our society back then, back in the 70s and the 80s. Our society is a very programmed one. I personally find our society very, very tightly structured and very programmed. And how we all want, how our parents, everybody in India, the families, they want their children to become engineers, doctors, CAs, and blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to becoming an artist, when somebody chooses to become an artist, it's a difficult task to convince their families. Luckily, I can say that with gratitude that I did not have to convince anybody and I got to become the artist that I always wanted to be. Most importantly, to that person that I always wanted to be. I truly believe that we all humans are born artists. We are creators. I mean, look around us. We have created such a beautiful world. And that artist, when the child is born, that person is born with some or the other talent. You might be good at painting, singing, dancing, or anything else, and just because you got a B grade or a C grade very early, at a very early age in your school, your parents must have told you, or your teachers must have told you that, you know what, you should just keep this aside and probably focus more on your studies. Like how our parents tell us कि बेटा तू ये रहने दे, तेरे से नहीं होने वाला, तू मैथ्स और साइंस पे ध्यान दे, पेंटिंग करके क्या कर लेगा, गाना गा के क्या कर लेगा. So this is a very first step, and this is the very first hurdle that probably an artist faces, where you have to convince your own parents, your own teachers, and you have to prove it to them that, you know what, I can do it. Give me a chance. Give me a chance to learn more. Give me a chance to explore more. And this happens with us at every stage, not only at as a child, but even when you grow old. You can look into your own life and you can see that how, as when we were children, we were told to do something. Now, as we are adults, we are told to do something by our parents or our friends or our teachers or the society. There are different levels of expectations from us. And this constant programming of the self, it just makes you question yourself unnecessarily. At every stage, you are told whether you'll be able to do this or not, or you'll not be able to do this. And irrespective of whether you want to do it or not. I mean, you might be wanting to become something, you might be wanting to play sports or something like that, and somebody would just come and just tell you that, you know what, I don't think that you can do this. You should probably focus on that. So this constantly keeps happening with us throughout our lives. And this programming of the self makes you question yourself unnecessarily. Questions like whether I'll be successful, or whether I'll be able to live my life properly, whether I'll be able to pull it off, whether I'll be able to do this, and blah 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 blah, all unnecessary questions which are actually not required, which, if you look deep down into your heart, you will get the answer that, you know what, leave everything else aside. I want to do this, and you will be able to do this. And taking that decision takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to come up, step up, and say that, you know what, I don't care what you think of me. What I care is what I want to do. What I care about is what I believe in. And that's the most important thing, to stop constantly pleasing others, stop living for others. It is very natural for all of us to constantly keep pleasing our families or our friends, or our teachers. We constantly try to fit into this mold that the society has created for all of us. And it takes courage to say no, and to say that, no, I am not going to do something that has been imposed on me, but I'm going to do something that I want to do. It takes courage to be okay to not fit in. It takes real courage to believe in yourself, take different decisions, take different choices, make choices that are out of rat race. It takes real courage. And if you really look deep inside, like, if you really look deep into your heart, you are going to find that courage. Many of my friends or my siblings, or many of the younger generation comes up to me, and they ask me that, how do I take my rejection, how do I face my failures? And I always tell them to make rejection your friend. I have this example. I'll tell you what happened with me. So after Saregama Little Champs, I decided to take part in another reality show, and trust me, I got eliminated at the audition level. I could not even make up to the gala rounds. It was very embarrassing for me, because everybody around me knew me from the Little Champs that had happened, as I had won the Best Female Singer award in that show. And the next year, the next show, I was out. It was very embarrassing, and I was told by the judges that I should never think about singing songs of Lata Mangeshkar ji, or songs like Shreya Ghoshal songs, or the quintessential romantic numbers. And I was told that my voice was very rustic, my vocal range was not good enough, and I felt very bad. But somewhere down the line, that rejection ignited a fire in me, and I just wanted to eradicate that reason of my rejection. The same night, I googled ways of increasing vocal range, and I came in touch with this vocal coach called Thomas Appel. He lives in California. My father made a call and took all the details about the course and everything. And it was a 1 year long course, which meant I had to drop my first year of junior college. That's the 11th standard. But nonetheless, I had to do it. I went ahead, I did my course, I came back, and trust me, when I came back, I was better at my skills. I got better with my vocal techniques. I was able to sing the songs that, just a year ago, I was told that I should never think about doing them. And the next year, I was able to sing those songs. So, had I not been rejected back then, I don't think that I would have aimed higher to go travel abroad and learn more in my life. And that's when I realized that, rejection is something that opens up new doors for you every time. Rejection is something that is to be befriended. And you must You must make rejection your friend. You must, in fact, be thankful for getting rejected. Every time I get rejected from somewhere, I actually look up to God and I thank Him for giving me this opportunity, because every rejection is bound to open a new door for you. You have to keep this in mind every time you get rejected. And my father always tells me that failure is the first step towards your success. So I always keep this in mind. And so far, this has helped me a lot. So, when I came back from my training from California, I kept on doing my studies. I was doing my graduation. Parallelly, I was also trying to get some chances, some opportunities in the films. I sang songs for films like Bodyguard, Gulab Gang, Welcome Back, Manji, etc., etc., etc. And I used to sing a lot of presentations. I used to sing a lot of scratches. Many a times, my versions, my scratches used to get read up by big names at that of those times, and even sometimes by the actresses. So it took a lot of. I had to be persistent and patient every time I used to go out and sing something. During this time, I met Mr. Ram Sampath. After nearly working for him for 3 or 4 years, he gave me an opportunity to sing the song Laila Mein Laila. And God willingly, that happened. That song got passed and it became the super hit song that every artist is in search for. So, to say, it took me 2 hours to record the song, but nobody sees that it took me actually more than 10 years to reach that song. It took me 2 years' time to get a meeting from Mr. Ram Sampath sir. And then it took me further 3 to 4 years, to reach that opportunity of singing Laila Mein Laila. So I always say that Laila Mein Laila was just the tip of the iceberg. Nobody sees this. I always believe that whenever you face rejections or failures in your life, you bound to lose out on the real reason of your persistence. It becomes more about showing the world. It becomes more about proving your worth to someone else rather than being it the joy of pursuing your passion. And once that transition starts happening, you know, majority of the times, people end up being frustrated in their lives, because once it's all about showing something or proving your worth, you are bound to get frustrated. And every time, whenever it is about pursuing your passion, it is never going to be frustrating for you, because it's going to be a beautiful journey full of learning experiences, and you are going to enjoy every step of it. You are going to even enjoy your failures and your rejections, because it's your passion. It's something that you want to do, and not because you are doing it to show it to the others. And once you decide to be persistent towards your passion, you obviously have to be patient. That is the golden rule. That's my life's virtue. I can understand that in today's culture that we live in, especially the social media age, where it's all about that 3 second window. You know what is a 3 second window? I'll just quickly try to explain it to you. So, the 3 second window is where you have only 3 seconds to either attract an audience. Like if I'm the creator, I have only 3 seconds to attract my audience to my content. And if I'm an audience, I will only give 3 seconds to a content to get attracted to. Can you imagine giving just 3 seconds to a content that has been made, giving just 3 seconds to a talent that probably must have been working for years and years and years? So, yeah, living in such a culture, it becomes very difficult to be patient. But we all know that we have to be patient in our lives, but we are not able to. And we have been taught this since our childhood that, slow and steady wins the race. But none of us are able to be patient when we actually have to. Have you ever questioned yourself why? According to me, I feel that we are less inspired and more compared to. And comparison is something that will never make you patient. It will always and always make you competitive. It is good to be competitive, obviously. But Making comparisons, having being compared to, it will always make you more restless, and it will push you towards being like the other. You start valuing yourself less and the other more. No matter how hard I try to become somebody like Shreya Ghoshal, I will never be like Shreya Ghoshal. She is Shreya Ghoshal and I'm Pavni Pandey. So I need to focus on my skills, on my strengths and my weaknesses. And the moment you're compared to somebody else, you start getting competitive towards being like the other person without realizing your own self worth, without realizing your own strengths and your own weaknesses. So, I'm not saying that you must not compare yourself with anybody else. You must compare. Look 10 years down the line. Whom do you see? Look at yourself 10 years down the line. Make that person your competition. Compete with that person. Get motivated with that person, with that image. Make that person your hero. And once you reach that stage, look further 10 years down the line. And this is how you will keep on getting better and better and better by just making yourself your own hero and no one else. So, there's a saying by Toni Morrison that if there's a book that you want to read and it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. So yeah, I decided to open up my own label, music label called Blue Karma Music with a composer friend of mine, Abhilek Lal, and we release our independent songs. And as an artist, I realize that you need to have your own voice. You need to tell your stories and share your stories with your own audiences. And that's how you're going to connect with them. I know that it was a bold step. It was a difficult step for me to take. But life's never been easy and it's never going to be easy. So, yeah, I would tell all of you, I would request all of you to be courageous. You have to show courage. You have to have the courage to make different choices and stand by them. You have to have that courage to face the outcomes of your different choices because it can go either way. You have to be persistent and be persistent for the right reasons. You have to be patiently persistent. Have the patience and you'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. At at the end, I can only say that life is a roller coaster full of ups and downs. So yeah, choose your seat, buckle up, sit back, and enjoy the ride. Thank you.